Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, I had to do a reaction to this video with Tekashi 6ix9ine on Vlad because he's talking about why he took the stand and testified. And you really need to see this. Man, sit back and enjoy the ride. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We here. We're going to play this video. You really need to see this. Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to explain why he told, and I'm going to explain why there's no reason and no justification for telling. All right, we're going to get right to the point. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so you get locked up in November. On January 23rd, 2019, you originally pled not guilty, but on January 23rd, 2019, you changed your plea to guilty on all 9 charges against you, admitting to being a member of the 9 Trey gangsters.
Yep.
What were the 9 charges?
I don't know, mad shit.
Bunch of shit.
Yeah, drugs, guns, shootings, a whole bunch of shit.
See, what I'm hearing is a young man in denial. He's taking something as serious as facing 47 years and having a rat on all his friends, or just a rat in general, because he's trying to separate himself that they wasn't his friends, they kidnapped him, they did this, they did that to his girl. Yo, my man, there's no reason and no justification for telling. If they did all that to your girl, you was on the street, you was a gangbanger, you already know the rules, get it in blood. That's why I say don't get involved in gangbanging, don't get on the street, because if something happened, you can't run to the other side and say, hey, now I want to work with the feds because I don't want to get it in blood. They're too stronger than me. Now I want you to get them for me and lock them away. Nah, it don't work that way. All right, let's get that right. He said, you know, a bunch of charges. Like, dog, we know you was playing a tough kid back in the day. So we know you got a lot of serious charges. You know, the man just asked you a simple question. Let's keep it moving, but he just made nonchalant like it was nothing. So that means you're not remorseful for it. Come on, family.
Along with pleading guilty, you agreed to cooperate.
Domestic violence, I took responsibility, all that shit.
Look at that, like it's nothing.
Along with your guilty plea, you agree to cooperate against everyone else.
Mr. Hernandez, are you currently in federal custody?
Yes, sir.
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
Right there, that's when everything stopped and you don't even have a voice. I came home at the same time when this was happening, when he first came home and all that, and I'm watching him on TV, and it's blowing my mind after coming from an environment where people that tell they don't get stitches, they go and dig ditches for them. So to see this openly on TV was the first time, and he was everywhere. He had his bodyguards with him. He even said he was in Harlem. He went out there the other day. I think nobody was out there because there wasn't nobody in the camera, but they pulled him around in a wagon. He put on a hell of a show, and he get a round of applause for that. Yo, he gets a round of applause for that. Relax, man, relax. He get a round of applause because he was the ultimate showman of the King Rats. And he claimed it, and he stood on it. And that's why I could stomach it to even sit there and find humor in it. Because he stood on it and, yeah, I did it. You don't like it, I'm outside. When he did that, I can respect him as a gangster rat. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was playing, a gangster rat. You know? But that don't mean that I respect that he ratted. Let's get that straight. But I know that he's making himself separate. He's not tucking his tail after telling. He's standing there saying, I told. But here it is, fast forward a couple of years later, now he's on Vlad TV groveling and making excuses and reasons for telling, like you think you could come back into the fold of being a man. That's gone, son. You'll never be considered a man again. Not in the street world. That's why I tell y'all don't go to the street. You can't dip your toe in and say, oh, the water's too hot and run back over and then tell who put the water there. Come on, dog. But once he cooperated, he's no longer qualified to even speak for the gangbangers. And I'm saying it so you understand. Once you testify on the stand and get your comrades locked up. Regardless if they kidnapped you, they kidnapped and tied up my mother. My lovely mother, 90 years old, is upstairs. They did a house invasion on my mother. Tied her up. And when she got loose and went to the neighbor's house and the neighbor said, call the police, she said, no, call my son. Don't call no police. Call my son. This is my son's doing. Call my son. And that's who she called, and that's who handled it. I didn't go to the police or let her go to the police and tell this one did that and he was wearing this and I know who did it. None of that. So you crying and groveling about they kidnapped you, so what? That's what happened when you in that world, dog. Some people get kidnapped. You was chosen to be the one to be kidnapped. But that don't mean now you work with the ops. Oh, dude was talking to my girl. No, that don't give you a reason to do that. There is no reason for doing that. So I want y'all to really understand what y'all looking at when y'all looking at these Vlad videos and seeing this man up there trying to grovel now years later like, you know, I'm a rat, but I did it because when I came home, you said I'm a rat. I told them that's what it is, and you flashed money with your crazy color here, and we loved you. Stay there as that entertaining rat. Don't come in and try and grovel now and try and, oh, you know, I did it because of this and I did it because of that. Stop it, my dude. So what, they kidnapped you? So what, they kidnapped my mother? Nobody don't care about that but me. And nobody don't care about you getting kidnapped but you. And your girl getting screwed. She's screwing now as we talking. So that's definitely not a reason. Let me finish playing this before I get 2 minutes. Hold on, man. All right, let's ride.
In connection with your cooperation, have you pleaded guilty to certain crimes?
Yes.
What crimes did you plead guilty to?
I believe there was 9 counts of racketeering, shootings, and drug distribution.
He remembered the names then, but when Vlad asked, it was a bunch of charges. Look at me, I'm a tough guy. No, you're no longer a tough guy. You ratted, dog. You're out the tough guy category. All right, let's stop it.
What did you go through to actually get you to do that? Because you were the first high-profile rapper to ever do that in the history of hip-hop.
What I go through?
Yeah, what led up to you making that decision?
Hours.
But actually saying, okay, I'm going to...
So he's saying what he went through is what, forget all that crap. Why did you rat is what he's asking you, man. You know, what was you going through when you ratted? We understand what you feel led up to that. If from the first thing happened, you should have bodied him. You wasn't bodying him, you was faking, you should have got out. That's when you knew you wasn't cut for it. When a dude violated you and you know what punishment you're supposed to give him, but you choose not to give it to him, it's time to walk away. That's not the life for you. Don't say you didn't hear it first here on Unique Mecca Audio, all right? And that's why I'm promoting don't get involved, because that's not the life for you. Let's keep it moving.
Sign this paperwork, I'm going to cooperate. What led up to that particular moment?
Right. Let me see. The kidnapping, the wiretaps, the money, right, that was being stolen from promoters.
Wow.
My baby moms. What else more do you need? My mom.
Fair enough.
Right?
We need you to just say I'm a rat bastard. I told because I couldn't take the pressure. I couldn't do the 47 years, so I decided to roll over and be a rat bastard. Next question, Vlad. That's it. Round of applause. All right, let's ride. We're gonna ride.
I know niggas that tell less than that and telling their friends and their friends, yo, let me ask you something. I told on niggas who did mad shit, right? And you stated this whole interview that they wasn't your friends, right? Friends wouldn't kidnap you. Friends wouldn't fuck your little thing you got, right?
Yeah.
Now, friends would kidnap you. Friends would screw the little thing that you got if they feel you violated. Or if they feel you got the bag and don't deserve the bag and they want the bag. That's what friends do when you're in the underworld. You know what I mean? Dude come up, they got the bag, his own brother would set him up. His mother would steal the money and give it to another man. Don't say that, dog. Come on, this makes no sense. So what? They kidnapped you. Okay, and where do we go from here? But that don't mean you testify against them. That means you handle them. But not with the court of law, dog. Not when you saying that I'm down with something as official as the non-trade gangsters. You got brothers standing on business. And you're trying to justify that? And these brothers that went through that have to stomach that? And this is not to bash him. It's just to let him know, dog, when you ratted, you came out and said, I'm a rat bastard, and that's what it is. If you don't like it, see me. I'm in Harlem, I'm here, I'm there. You said you was everywhere, and you was. That was entertaining. You was an entertaining rat that we was counting down the time. And then you got a warning when you was in the gym and some dudes caught you in there and just put hands and feet on you, where you know in the hood that it ain't no hands and feet being put on you. It's gunshots. That's it. So maybe that was your warning for your transformation to try and make peace with the telling. But dog, you told there is no peace to make with telling. Now you got to wear that. You'll forever go down in history as a rat bastard and the first rapper that did that. 100 years from now, when they're comparing and looking at all of these videos from back then with you rappers, that's what you're going to be labeled as. And you accepted that at one point. So why are you now switching up and feel you need to do a 3-hour interview explaining why you told when you knew you had no damn business telling? Stop it. That's right.
Mike wouldn't do that to you, right?
Right.
They won't be on the wiretap trying to harm you, right? You see how, and it's crazy because it feels like I'm just saying this shit over and over, but it's my first interview with you. But niggas tell, like I said, Young Thug said that Gunna told. Gunna got put on by Young Thug. That was his man's. That nigga, he didn't commit no crimes with niggas. He could have took it to court. He would have got acquitted on all that shit.
Yeah, he would have won.
He would have won.
Facts.
Yeah.
But Young Thug said he wanted to come home to some pussy, right? Fast.
Yeah.
So he implicated his mans, right?
Well, he claimed that YSL is a gang.
So what is that?
That's
These
cooperating.
niggas fighting for their life saying it's not a gang.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Cooperating.
But Young Thug put him on, right or wrong?
True.
Okay.
Did Non-Trey put me on or I put them on?
You put them on.
So that gives you the right to tell on them because you feel you put 9-Trey on? Somebody make that make sense to me. Put this in the comments. Put it in the comments. If you want to see some prison stories, go to Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories at YouTube, man. And subscribe to my daughter YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV. But anyway, listen to this. Is this foolishness or is this me?
They did me dirty more than once.
Yes.
So why niggas bashing me?
I'm not.
Nah, you obligated to handle it the gang way, not with the court way. So don't say no one is bashing you. You're trying to justify a wrong. That's called mollifying. That's when you try and make a wrong right. You was dead wrong for telling on the brothers you was gangbanging with. They don't have to be your friends. You wouldn't tell on the ops because the ops shot you, I hope. If you out there in the world, you deal with it. You slide for your homies. And that's why I'm telling you, don't get involved in the street. Don't get involved in gangs. So that's the message. The message is not slide for your homies, for you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls that get some fire content like this and then try and twist it up like I'm telling them to slide. I'm telling them don't get involved in the street, because if you're involved in the street and somebody rob, kidnap your mother, rape your daughter, your sister, your cat, your dog, your pet, monkey, Bubbles, you ride for that. And that's why I tell you don't get involved in it, because you ain't trying to ride for it. That way, if somebody do something to your pet monkey bubbles, you call the police and say, hey, somebody did something to my pet monkey bubbles, and that's not ratting, because you're not out there saying that you know, gangbanger. So let's stop it. You, your family pay your taxes. Yeah, you call the police if somebody violate when you in that world. But when you choose to say, I'm a big Trey Blood gangster and this and that happened, and then you say, oh, I love you guys and everything is going groovy, hunky-dory, you taking them on tour, you're taking videos, you're putting money in pocket, everything is looking good. And then now, when one of them feel that you did something that warranted that or showed some type of weakness that warranted that, because I don't know what warranted that, and I'm not speculating what warranted that. But when that happens, then you got to deal with that under the code of the gang and the oath you took. You don't say, I want to rip up that oath and now I'm going to go to the police. That's why I say don't take the oath. And that's why I've been watching what this young man, Hocus 45, is doing with the put your flag down. And if somebody know Hocus, tell him to give me a call. I really like to interview him because, you know, I like his mindset and I want to, you know, bring more light to what he's doing. So if y'all know Hocus 45, tell him to call me. I'm put the number on the screen. You know what I mean? 'Cause, you know, and I'm doing all this myself. But, you know, I see the brother really trying to help. And the other night I was out at T.O.'s over there, and I seen Mike Sean in there. Good young man. That's another one that's moving to help the people, and then I watch y'all eat his back out. Make that make sense. A man do time, come home, could be doing anything with his free time, and he's choosing to try and work with the people and save the community and the youth, and then you eat his back out. Even if you don't agree with certain methods or certain moves he do, you don't eat his back out. You're trying to ask him, how can I help? That wasn't a proper move. Maybe, you know, we could come together with a more powerful move. Somebody make that, come on, man, let's ride.
Criticizing you.
All right, come on, let's keep on with the question.
Okay.
I realized that they wasn't my friends. And it's facts, but people gonna ignore it. They're gonna be like, yo, bro, just skip to go to the other clip. Go to where he talked about the minor.
They wasn't your friend. Dude, your ops is not your friends, but you're not gonna tell against them. Or would you? Somebody put that in the comments. Your ops is not your friends, and you're not gonna tell on them. But this young man is up here saying that these guys wasn't his friends, and he thought they was his friends. So in his twisted little mind, that justifies him telling on these men. Whether they're your friends or not, they're still men under the oath of the cloth that you took. And you should have honored that by seeing them. Or let it go. It would have been your choice, not telling you what or how, but those are the choices you have. Handle it or let it go. But you don't not handle it, let it go, and then run to the police and say, let me cooperate, get these men locked away from their families, you know, so I can laugh at them and do videos and entertain Unique Mecca Audio, because I was entertained when you was claiming it as the colorful rat with the colors in the hair. You was doing great. Because you stood for something, even though I didn't agree with it. I don't condone it. But you stood for what you stood for. You was the poster boy of, yeah, I told this is what it is. And now you on Vlad for 3 hours trying to explain why you told. Then you came out and just was being the king rat and said, I told, so what? And I'm going through anyway, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. And he shouted out names and everything. Come on, man. We ride.
That's how it go.
Part of your plea agreement, you wouldn't be fully prosecuted for any of the 9 charges as long as you fully cooperated in testifying against the others and committed no further crimes. After your guilty plea, prosecutors gave more firearm and racketeering charges to Shotti. And then on March 28, 2019, Shotti becomes the second co-defendant to enter a guilty plea.
Listen to this.
And he said that 6ix9ine broke every code but I forgive the little dude after all that. It's all good. And he said, Treyway still stands strong. I want that to be known.
Now, that was on some man time. He said straight up he broke the code. What could he do if he wasn't cut from the same cloth as him? Does he get mad? Does he talk crap about him on Insta? No, he went out like a man. He said, yo, Shotti broke the code. It's what it is. Everybody's not cut from the same cloth. I got to play that again. I think that was gangster. Hold up. I love that, man.
I broke every code, but I becomes the second co-defendant to enter a guilty plea. And he said that 6ix9ine broke every code, but I forgive the little dude after all that. It's all good. And he said, Treyway still stands strong. I want that to be known.
See, he's saying straight up. He broke the code, and take him out of Treyway is what he's saying. Take him out of it. We still stand strong. Whether they come home now and try and join the Save the Youth movement and, get down with, my Sean, Hocus 45, Unique Mecca Audio, protection and direction with Lou Sims, whatever he choose to whatever they choose to do, they choose to do, but he's letting it be known, yo, he violated every code. Like, what could I say? He wasn't a man. How do you argue with that? Oh, nobody told on me. Screw that. Dude, I'm not even mad at the rat bastard that told on me. Y'all put in the comments, should I be mad at the rat bastard that told on me? Hold up, let me put it there. Put in the comments, would you be mad at the rat bastard that tells on you? Put in the comments why or why not. The reason why I'm not mad is because a rat is gonna do what a rat do. He showed signs of being a rat along our course, and I chose to ignore it and allow my brother to tell me to ignore it. So I have to eat that because that was my choice to ignore the rat tendencies that I saw in my comrades that told on me. I can't be mad at them because I'm the asshole that let them around me. So how could I turn around and say, nah, I'm mad at you because I trusted you and you let me down? No, you trusted me. I never trusted you enough to care nothing about what you got or what you might lose, even if it's your life or your freedom. That's how real it is in the street. That's why I tell you, don't go out there. It ain't worth it. All right, let's keep this moving.
Then on September 2019, he got sentenced to 15 years. How'd you feel when Shotti got 15 years?
I don't give a fuck.
See, you heard that? That's the 6ix9ine that I know. Stick to that. If you're going to say that, why are you trying to justify why you gave him up? There's no reason for giving him up. Listen, if you feel like you don't give a F, then that's it. Keep it moving. You said it. He heard you. We all heard you. But you don't have to justify why you did it because you're showing you got no loyalty to him. So if you don't give a crap about him, what does he care about kidnapping you or screwing your girl or anything else that you use for your justification? Put it in the comments. How do you really feel about this? It's time to have a real conversation. I mean, this man just said he don't give a crap about him getting 15 years, but then he feels that man is supposed to give a crap about him being kidnapped or someone doing something with his girl or with his mother. And I use my mother's situation as an example to let you know, dog, I knew what I signed up for. And I wasn't running to no police station. I damn sure know my mama wasn't going to no police station. And she's 90 now. And I recorded all of that. I got on tape for when she passed, I got all that on tape with her rehashing the whole scenario and how it played down and what was said. And she talked just as articulate as me at 90. So I got some content that, it's going to go in my actual movie documentary or whatever, whenever these dudes wake up, because everybody pays and pays in full. Let me say this for the record, right? You can't have a paid in full in New York without, during the crack era, without Club 2000 and Unique Mecca Audio in it. Everything else is a part of the paid in full circle, but it's not complete unless Unique Mecca Audio is in it. Y'all put in the comments, ain't nobody from New York gonna tell you nothing different, because I took my generation with the crack era to another level as well. But they scared of bosses. So that's why they don't want to reach out. So I got to put my money together and do my own thing. But like I said, y'all put in the comments, anybody that know that era, the crack era in New York City, during that era, and you tell me if you could speak on that. You know, when you talk about the good times, when you talk about the best times of the crack era, you talk about Unique Mecca Audio and Club 2000. When people speak about Unique, they joy come up like mine has come up. When they speak about Club 2000, the joy come up. When Unique came around, money was being thrown in parties and bottles, and that's the way we partied. You can't have a paid in full without that. Let's keep it moving, because what we doing, we riding.
And what I'm supposed to damn, like, I don't care, nigga. Give a fuck.
Then on April 2nd, Ish pled guilty.
You see how you moved on? That's what you're supposed to do.
Crippy pled guilty. Mel Murder pled guilty. Bat pled guilty. But then there were a couple people who didn't plead guilty, which involved you going to court. How did it feel to take the stand and actually publicly cooperate? It's one thing to sign a plea deal. It's one thing to have a statement. It's one thing to say certain things in an interrogation room, but you were the first to actually get on the stand and start actually cooperating against everybody. What was that process like?
Not on everybody. I took the stand on Harv and Nuke. And
does that make a difference? You still took the mother effing stand. This is what I mean by justifying a wrong. You can't justify that. Oh, I didn't tell on one, I only told on the other. No, you told. Come on, man. We don't even need to ride to that, man. That's crazy.
I never even told him because I don't even know the nigga. I mean, the nigga who put the nail in coffin, people like, oh, nigga.
Listen to this foolery.
Nuke was charged for drug selling in 20. You got the facts right there. Nuke was charged for selling drugs in 2012, 13, 14. 2012, 13, 14, I'm working at the bodega.
Then why the F you understand talking about this man then? You should have just said, I don't know him. You should have said the same thing you said to the investigator when they investigated you about this young man you're talking about. I was working in bodega. What I know about that? I was a Mexican kid. I didn't even know these black guys yet. You know, that's all you had to say, and they wouldn't have put you on the stand. But unless you said something else that you're not saying.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know him.
Yeah.
But people gonna be like, skip that part too. He's talking facts.
Don't skip it.
Skip that.
Why you take the stand?
You know what I mean? The only person
if you don't know
I sat on the stand, and like I said, I owned up to it, was Harv.
Then leave it at that. I sat on the stand and I owned up to it. That's it. Nothing else to be said. Get off of all this why you ratted stuff, because there's no justification. But we're going to play him on the stand anyway, because what we doing, we ride.
Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of 9 Trey when you were a member?
Yes.
Who do you recognize? And if you can identify that person, you identify where they're sitting in an article of clothing that that person may be wearing.
Harv, Anthony Ellison has a gray suit on.
You see what I'm saying? So that makes it better because you only told on Harv, so you're not an all-the-way rat. You're just a part-time rat. Somebody tell me, is there a difference between a full-time rat, a part-time rat, or a forever rat?
But nigga, if I didn't sat on, yo, listen to me. Vlad, look at me real quick.
We're looking.
Just say I didn't cooperate, right? Look at me.
Yeah.
If I didn't cooperate, right, would Harv still get fried?
But then why did you cooperate?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's evidence.
If I never took the stand and I took my time, would Harv still go to jail?
Yes.
Why?
Then why did you have to take the stand? Why? Answer that.
Because he did the actual crime. Well, the driver called it in.
Let me repeat the question again, because they're going to skip it and be like, yo, bro,
It's nothing to skip, dog. Stop it. You know, dog, 6'9", you're making yourself look stupid. You know, we understood that, and we saw you as that ultimate tough guy rat. You know, and now you're doing too much groveling here. Too much groveling.
He's talking too much truth. Fuck, if we admit this, we have to like him again. But fuck.
No, we'll never like you again for that 6'9". Not in the street world. You will never be liked again. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna like you. But you're not getting the ones down there to like you because you violated every code, as Shotti said. Come on.
Fuck it, we don't like him. If I never took the stand, Vlad, look at me real quick.
Yeah.
Then you shouldn't have took the damn stand, man.
If I never took the stand,
then why did you do it?
Harv still go to jail.
Yes.
Why?
Because of what he did.
Who would testify on him? Who was cooperating before we even got arrested?
What difference that make? You took the stand against this man.
Driver?
You're asking me or you're telling me?
I'm telling you.
So who would have took the stand
Tell
on
me how
Harv?
this makes sense.
The driver.
Who's seen the kidnapping actually happen?
The driver.
So if I never took the stand,
He
would
would
these
still-
niggas...
He would still be convicted.
What difference does that make? Somebody please put it in the comments. What mother effing difference does it make? If he would have still got convicted or not, so that justify him, you know, taking a stand. That reminds me, right? Because we gonna ride. We ain't riding a minute. And we been on here 30-something. I'm about to tap out. That remind me of back in the day when dudes be like, yo, that's your mother. You're selling your mother crack. Oh, no, I would do it. You know, if I don't do it, somebody gonna do it. Dude, but that's your mother. Yeah, but she gonna get it anyway. But, oh, dude, that's a pregnant woman. Why are you selling the... You know that crack gonna affect that baby? Man, if I don't sell it to her, somebody gonna sell it to her. This is the foolishness that we use for mollification like he's doing now. If I wouldn't have testified, he would have been found guilty anyway. But then why testify? Man, I've been on here long enough, man. Y'all, make sure y'all tune in to Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story. Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story and Juanita Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV to get that fire music. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Let's go. Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops. Mecca Audio.
Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio. And we gon' do it like we gon' do it like we keep it moving like we gotta do it like
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let Shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You ain't back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Go.
Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio, Mecca what? Mecca Audio.
Fresh out the can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio.
Mecca what? Mecca